The First World War and the Russian Empire. Now we are going to learn about the First World War and what was the impact of First World War in the Russian Empire. So in Russia, the First World War was initially very popular, but later the support grew thin. Why was it initially very popular? It was initially very popular because on the opposite side we have Germans. So the Russians and Germans were against each other. So when initially Tsar announced that we are going to fight with the Germans, Russians were very happy and they rallied in favor to him. But as the time passed by and as Russia started to get defeated, the support started to grow thin. The anti-German sentiments ran high, as I told you. In Russia, they hate Germans. So when you declared the war, the Tsar, they started to appreciate him and rally in support of him. The Russian armies lost badly to Germany and Austria over a period of time by 1970s. So the war also affected the industry. As we all know, geographically, Russia has the link from European countries where they have to get the goods into Russia. Due to its enmity with Germany, they have blocked the Baltic Sea, so they could not get any kind of sources from other countries, any kind of raw materials. From now, the industries don't have any kind of raw materials. And at the same time, the young men, strong and able men, were called to support the army, to take part in the army and fight against Germany. So that caused shortage of labor. That caused a severe shortage of labor in the country. So by 1916, the railway lines began to break down and industries are suffering with the lack of raw materials, and the small workshops were also closed down because there was shortage of labor. So there was shortage of labor resulting in shortage of grains and hence bread. So the First World War had a deep impact in the Russian Empire. Initially, the people were supporting in favor of participating in the World War I. Why? Because of the anti-German sentiments ran high. The Russian armies lost badly to Germany and Austria in 1917. And not only this, apart from getting defeated, they also lost connect with the other countries. So the industries started to get affected. And the abled men were asked to come and participate in army and support the war against the Germans. That resulted in all the strong men moving from the countryside to the army camps. So it resulted in shortage of labor. So once these all things started, the 1916 railway lines began to break down. Small workshops were closed and it resulted in shortage of grains, resulted hence shortage of bread. This was the impact of World War I in the Russian Empire. February Revolution in Petrograd. In February Revolution in Petrograd, the Petrograd was given in the winter of 1917. The title was given as Petrograd in 1917 winter. This was the time when there was severe shortage of food in the workers' quarters. Parliamentarians are wishing to preserve the elected government, were opposed to Tsar's desire to dissolve Duma. There are three important factors which are given for us. First thing, February Revolution in Petrograd. It was renamed as Petrograd in winter of 1917. It was the time when the World War I was happening, where Russia was getting defeated in the hands of Germany and Austria badly. And it was at that time the name was renamed St. Petersburg to Petrograd. There was heavy food shortage in workers' quarters. As we read in the previous slide, that the shortage of the food grains was felt everywhere. Hence the shortage of the grains, bread. The same point we are discussing here. The parliamentarians are also now not ready to accept that the Tsar is going to dissolve Duma, which means they are going to lose their positions. Not only positions, their authority as parliamentarians, members, everything. Now we need to remember, in the third Duma, the Tsar has packed it with only the conservatives. But now even the conservatives were opposing Tsar's decision and desire to dissolve Duma. So on 22nd February, a lockout took place at a factory, followed by a strike on the very next day. So on 22nd of February, there was a lockout, which means there is a strike, lockout, locking out the factory, then resulting in strike on the next day. The demonstrating workers crossed from the factory quarters to the capital. So here we need to understand here, the city of Petrograd was having left hand side and right hand side of river Neva, which means river Neva flows through the city. So river Neva flows through the city. Left hand side we have all the fashionable buildings, royal palace, then the Duma building, everything. But when it comes to the right hand side, we have the industries, factories, the workers' quarters and everything on the right hand side. So the workers, those who are demonstrating, crossed the bridge over the river Neva and came towards the left side of St. Petersburg, that is river Neva's left hand side, where the royal palace building is there, where the officials buildings are there, where we have parliamentary building Duma. But here no political party was in the support of the workers nor denying the support to the workers, because basically the politicians or the parliamentarians are not clear about their position, whether the parliament is going to be continued or not. That's why no political person was active on 22nd of February. So the government imposed curfew and later suspended the Duma. The government has imposed curfew and suspended Duma. Now, police headquarters were ransacked. People with anger started to destroy them. People started to raise slogans about bread, better hours, and democracy. People started to demand slogans by raising slogans about bread, because there is severe shortage of bread. Better working hours, which means a reduction of working hours. Third, democracy. Now the cavalry is called out by the government to control them. What is cavalry? Cavalry means the people or the soldiers on the horseback, where it's very easy to control the mob through cavalry than through infantry. So Petrograd Soviet was formed by the soldiers and striking workers on advice of military commanders. Tsar abdicated his throne. Soviet and Duma leaders formed the provincial government to run the country. So you can see on the screen, Prime Minister Alexander Kerensky has taken the in charge of the provincial government, and the Tsar's rule came to an end after his abdication of the throne on the 2nd of March 1917. So Russia's future to be decided by a constituent assembly and also a constitution assembly which has to be elected through universal adult suffrage, which means every individual, irrespective of his economic, social, and political position, will get equal right to vote or same right. So, in India means it is above after 18 years you get the right to vote. Similarly, here also they are demanding the Constitution Assembly elected through universal adult suffrage. So Petrograd had left February Revolution that brought down monarchy in 1917 and laid foundation for the establishment of provincial government in March 1917. You can see on the screen Alexander Kerensky, who took the leadership of provincial government. So February Revolution in winter it started. So it ended with the end of monarchy in 1917 March. After February Revolution, what are the changes that have come after the February Revolution? The provincial government influenced army officials, landowners, industrialists, liberals, socialists work towards an elected government. So all the people are influenced by the members of the Menshevik party which started to form the provincial government. They influenced the army who fought against the Tsar. They took them into confidence. The landowners, the industrialists, the liberals, the socialists, all came up with only one word, that is elected government should rule us. No more any hereditary rulers will rule us. There were restrictions on public meetings during the Tsar's regime. Those were removed and the Soviets were set up everywhere, but the system of election was not followed in common. In some places, they have elected their leaders. Some places, the elderly person has nominated themselves or somebody. So similarly, they have formed so many Soviet leadership groups after February. Vladimir Lenin, Bolshevik leader, returned to Russia and he was opposing war according to Lenin's April thesis. So according to Lenin's April thesis, he demanded that the war to be bought to close, land to be transferred to peasants, and banks to be nationalized. So Lenin, after he returned from exile, he was opposing the war. He came up with a proposal called April thesis. In April thesis, he mainly talked about three major promises to public. One, to end the war. Two, to transfer the land to the peasants. Three, the banks to be nationalized. But most of the Lenin's party members only did not accept, because it was too early to have opposition against the government, because it's only in March that the provincial government has formed and he came in April. So the workers' movement spread and spread from factory committees to other places. So in the initial days, in the February and March, they started to form factory committees. They began to question the ways the industrialists ran their factories. There were also trade unions, and the number of trade unions were increased. Soldiers also started to form committees, and they were formed in the army also. So which is a rare incident in the history. So the provincial government saw its power declining. By the time it came to June and July, in the April, Lenin came from exile. He proposed his own theory, which is known as April thesis. But initially that was not accepted. But as the months passed by, June, July, the provincial government saw its power declining. It's the government statement. that our power is declining, and Bolsheviks feeling that Bolsheviks' influence is growing. The government is feeling this one. So we can imagine how many Soviet groups are formed, how many people started to question the industries. So as the influence of the Bolsheviks is increasing, similarly, there is a lot of dissatisfaction also against the government. That is what the government felt, and they decided that they are going to crush this kind of movements. They have to take strong steps to stop this kind of growth of the Bolsheviks. So it resisted attempts by the workers to run factories and arrested the leaders who were emerging. The peasants and the socialist revolutionary leaders pressed for redistribution of land. Land committees were formed, and peasants seized land between July and September 1917. So, what Lenin proposed in April thesis? If you see here, land to be transferred to peasants. In April, that was not a popular idea. But by the time it came to June, July, August, September, the peasants and the socialist revolutionary leaders started to demand for redistribution of land. The land committees were formed, and the peasants, those who worked in the lands, started to take control of the lands between July and September 1917. These were the after February effects. So in this video, we discussed what happened during the February Revolution, what are the changes that have come after February, and how did people look at the initial appeal of Lenin, and how did that turn 180 degrees U-turn and started to support Lenin by July and September 1917. That's all we have in this video. There will be a detailed notes link which will be given in the description. If you need the notes, please click the description button and take the notes. Hope it will be useful to all of you. Thank you. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider subscription.